We replay it on Highlife on Thursday. From next Thursday going, we will actually be doing it live on Highlife Radio. At the moment, Ivan his life is right here. Okay. Give it to me, Ivan. I started. Uh,
Hello.
about I think
Okay.
what do you think, Ivan?
Yeah, Metonka.
Yeah, if you wanna introduce yourself real quick, and I start here whilst I work on my video.
Oh, sir, we put there. I think we are follow politics. Be here in Ghana. No, one word or the other. No might have come across Ivan Che Innocent. I'm a youth activist. I'm very passionate about youth involvement in politics, and I think we are using various platforms to enlighten young Ghanaians. So, about for a bit take keen interest in the politics that we do in Ghana because your input are very, very crucial. We cannot just leave the entire political discussion to the aged. Like can say, oh, yeah, the future leaders. So we are waiting to inherit a future be a free baby. But no, we need to fight to secure today in order to save it to inherit a future worthy. And I think that is the cause why I inspire some of us. Joining various political platforms are very often discussions I cause on no who say they are not from say narrative no best because over the years so politics I no chrome high and extreme partisan emotions and I na also about some kind of a partisan activism. So Ghana no very often in future in our discussion nipa no nyinaa yɛ tilted towards your political lineage, your party lines. So I know the day the destination Ghana, yɛn nyinaa yɛsɛ yɛgye power I'm making sure that Ghana will be better. No, we tend to forget about Ghana. So we are just saying, say, irrespective of a political party or war, you can belong to whichever political party of choice I will pay. But at the end of the day, they don't forget to say the spirit of nationalism, the patriotism, not there. We can't just throw it away. Yeah, and a bit to be abwa amaya page of mine do baby. And I think that and I had the inspiration behind what we do. And I'm not the only person yes, I near my way. Yourself, you're part of it. Because there be a cow here, Ghana form woman on here very often. So we had the economic incentives out there. We are what you see as a for when you travel, you can just decide to forget about what happens here in Ghana. But I say home is home, however far you go. Is the reason why the likes of you, Kevin Taylor, and several other people on various platforms on daily basis. A month for a boom. And just a time will be, and I will be an empo, yes, but I be a cool bay. Or when I'm America now, here rules, I'm on so, or here hospital, healthcare, or here say, when you accident, you go home now for phone, now for within a short while, somebody will come to your aid. Na saa nneɛma wei ni ha wohɛ Kumasi to Accra road ada hɔ since school time na yɛsɛ yɛyɛ up to now yɛn dual carriage road kora yɛntumi nyɛyɛ and every blessed day nipa wu wɔ so yesterday accident OA bus ɛne tanker konya accident ama amunum hɔ a nipa 9 ewuiɛ ɛwɔ Kumasi yɛfrɛ no sɛ yɛfrɛ baabi Obretima ɛwɔ Suhum side hɔ baabi is but how often I want to say more better yes accident is see yes anything I ever an accident you see what baby but you see the reckless pace at which you know sometimes you could feel say we could have done something to stop this say yeah near my so I think say yeah why I nyina several other people on various platforms just to ensure say average Ghanaian over the years party in the politics in the who say tribalism, regionalism, that kind of family ties in the association we are just party no say name and hope be issue based at the end of the day. What about Kwaku na Kwaku no din you should be able to have the courage to confront Kwaku and tell him say hey I voted for you but this is not the nonsense I bargained for. So at the end of the day they can correct the mistakes and we all move on.
That's very true. But even people are almost free Ghana, also. The so-called first world countries in the crown. Once you still have family in Ghana, and once you deal with people in Ghana, it's still going to affect you if things are not going on well.
Oh, sure. Because now the Bank of Ghana will release the Bible. It's all here remittances are. And you're foreign away, and I think then it take a higher chunk. Remittances in a free. It's Ghanaians abroad. Families are among for free. Where one person could be, maybe to say UK and America, there, you automatically become a Busianu Koko. People don't care whether you are sick or well. People don't care whether you are depressed. People don't care whether you are able to make how many hours of a phone and one side of our American idea. They don't even care about your well-being. Good. And Sigano, so the man on endorse one. Thank you, Crown Sanka. Yes, so that sense of entitlement, but you see, why we how we take and son one make $1 in America, and it's a fear will be out some badger, and sometimes it's quite frustrating. Say you know more to kind. Fortunately, OBSC and Ukuro now PM now we enjoy all the incentive, the economic opportunities, and as for still. They turn home, and because of this tribalism and that kind of way, they still support some of these things because Bisana, Ebia be free higher day, you chrome your party. Yes, and your man, Ebia Mekayan 2 coin copeska, and qua a copeska by a 2 coin kusia dear. The most important thing, Africa, I think that Africa need a problem, especially Ghana. Very often, Ghana need 2 coin co school, but Nigeria for Sadiano, the Omoya one dear papa, and I'm very sure that you are very much aware of this.
Oh, yeah. And the most painful thing is that the first Ghanaians that actually came to America came for school.
Okay.
Nkrumah was one of them.
Yes.
That came to school. There's a town in North Carolina. I'm from Greensboro.
Okay.
Ghana for almost Ghana for Mobile channel. Mobile from up to the 80s. They are all very well educated, especially in the university, colleges, and North Carolina. One lecturers, VCs, and all of a sudden, I think to say the ACN, for 2 coins and say, "Well, our school career or Ghana, but or share what he or she is making."
Yes.
Now compared to me, compatriot on a national class. The only difference is American or
America.
Now how they are making. And I say, you know what? I was even better than him.
Yeah, that is how I. That is how. When metric, I had assess life, but it's not like that. Life, the most important thing is life self-development. You should be able to develop yourself.
But see, back in the day, Ghanaians that went to college, we college of education, we polytechnic. Now we university. America back in the 70s and the 80s.
Okay.
Nothing was dragging them to leave the country.
Yes.
Nothing. I remember my dad, my papa catch him say, "Now you have French or Ghana, or college level now."
Okay.
During vacation, Legon, Nike, and US especially. You have a choice to go to either Belgium, France, or Ivory Coast to go and
experience,
for free.
Yes, for free.
Can you imagine? Say about 60% of Ghanaians rather go to Cote d'Ivoire.
Because it's so close, they can.
It's so close home, especially I'm free BNA Western region. They just drive there and just drive back.
Yes,
because nothing was pulling them out of the country. Because we are Juma. We don't be some paying for no many years. It's the same for no more political class. If you ask them, say, did they struggle to get work? Obeka was only gone 3rd year, 2nd year, and on the first job.
Yeah,
it's sad. But now we've totally destroyed the economy of Ghana. Even somebody who is working in the, and we have so many examples, and we meet them every day. Somebody who was like the level of education, Any Juma and Ghana. We're Jai Juma Walmart because or calculations now. It makes more sense to him.
Yes. So you see, the economic hardship drive a lot of people to forgo their potential and as for them because when blacks in the US not be able to go to school, the genes are they say the blacks are superior race, but unfortunately, because go into the field of your friend is saying Merikayo Mutu, US. Look at the black race. All the big guys. You see, and several other areas, your genes now are very superior. But unfortunately, back here, greed is very superior. So, Obia, Pesa, or no, in charge, take everything to himself so that he can enslave the rest. That is the difference between an Abrafono. Abrafono is seeking to empower everybody, provide the necessary economic incentive. We are black, we are Hispanic, we are Oba, Ohotawa, Umeriano, Obana, Ohotawa. They will all live in comfort. By the end of the day, one person wants to amass everything to himself so that every day be a una, yes, a master boss, honorable. So forever, no, you are impoverished. That is the concept of power in Africa. It's so terrible.
It's very sad. It's very, very sad.
And the things that it's all about money because of said we can lecturer our University of Ghana child and not had the OJ. Now say or papa from your friend say anywhere in the US, UK now his car or make here. Or free say he's better off, and you can't blame such a person. You understand? Because you lower the standards. So here say so it's so sad.
There was this guy from Holland, Netherlands, and Netherlands and Denmark, and make his comparison about the Dutch passport against PhD in Ghana. Which that conversation wouldn't have been had anywhere in the world, but because he had the economy,
exactly,
that was something that people were actually talking about, including professors.
Yes, because when I saw that argument, I was very pissed because you see that was a non-starter. It was a non-starter because education is the best thing you can ever have. So I keep telling people if you don't get it, don't worry. Maybe I your fault. Try to give it to your kids, give it to your children, let them have it. Because that is the best thing. But your concept and say, school and when we think the whole concept of education is about getting job. It's no. It's for self-development. You are able to navigate the storms of life in a way or perspective.
It's basically for problem solving.
Yes, exactly. But
formal education is to help you. So all these huge, confusing math and physics formulas, it's not for you to invent a new plane.
No.
It's for you to be able if you can do that.
Yes.
If you approach any problem, it's not big for you.
You can solve it. Because over US, some of the big tech guys now are more break it through. No, most of them drop out of university because when they go to a certain level, he realized that the knowledge I need to do this, I now have it. But we are Snowden, so now I analyst for your friends NASA. He was also working for your friends CIA. The guy was a dropout, but he was an analyst. Yet time no to Hawaii at some point. It's who said. Supervision here low now shall see a leaky documents and as a these are people who drop out of college, and there are some examples I bet me I can. So it's sad.
But the fundamental thing about all these people, they say almost all of them, the Zuckerbergs and Elon Musk and all of them, almost all of them have had a very wealthy family.
Yes.
So money wasn't a problem. So, you have to ask your dream and be innovative.
It's all that you
what
need.
You're going to eat tomorrow.
Yes.
So
it's not about food. Just sit down, think of something. You have the money, everything to do whatever that you want.
Money shouldn't be an issue, and that whoever planted that discord in West Africa, especially, however, how innovative we are as a people. Still stuck in colonialism mentality.
it's sad though, but I think
and common wonders about it a long time ago.
Yes.
So what kind of book we are? Colonialism.
Yes.
If you read that book, he was warning us about what
ahead of time. Yes. But you see, I think that sometimes my approach to life and say I don't always want to blame people. You see, it's a fact. Say Abrofono by colonize here. It's true. Say almost say man for slavery at the change. But today I had when we and then I'm tell you, so I have
exactly.
Look at Libya. People pass through this deadly desert. So the Mediterranean Sea. For what? The same thing. Just to sell ourselves to slavery because if you so instead of blaming and say there are other countries that almost suffered the same colonial. US was a victim, Singapore was a victim.
I mean, we were having this discussion about languages.
Yes, good.
You see,
language in
and I'm saying no. The British English is not their language. English was as a result of them being colonized by the Romans.
By the UK, yes.
Well, Romans, they were people of Celtic origin. No more Cabrofu.
David.
It was the Latins. The Romans colonized them for several hundreds of years.
Yes.
And changed their language.
Yes.
Okay, let's stop all this English you're speaking and trace back to.
Yes.
We've already got the gift of English that everybody
speaks.
Can at least
that's even give us a competitive edge.
Exactly.
Because I was doing a master program in China. Some of my mates, Brofono, sometimes they'll tell you, say, teach me I'll teach you Chinese, you teach me English.
Teach me English.
China, English, I bet one of the most sought for way every student in China. I am begging for them because for you to be able to navigate through this world, you should be able to speak English. Exactly. French is popular, but you can't compare it to English.
It's not the language of business. The language of business right now is English.
It's English.
For all the unfortunate things that these British did to us, gift of English was given to us.
Yes.
My nephews and nieces in Ghana.
Yeah.
Unlike us, almost Akrabia Timmy Cabrof. And that's a start.
Yes. Elsewhere, you need to struggle, pay extra tuition to get it. And I think that conversation now, I had a conversation with a friend in Ghana who is a professor. There was a time we were having a debate about this impact of colonialism. So when he spoke about language, then I told him that pause there. For this, there is no basis because you see, so English, I inherited even the word English. They imported it to US. America phone Cabrofo. Canada phone Cabrofo. America na de call her. Your friends say UK phone na de call her. Australia phone Cabrofo. Your phone na de call her. At the bar.
Even let's talk about our peer Singapore.
Yes. No. you see, but you have to see it as an incentive and use it to grow. America, other side of America, all of them speak Spanish because they were colonized at some point by the Spanish. You understand? Mexico, Colombia, Guatemala, all they speak Spanish fluent, even part of America. California side,
Texas, New Mexico,
exactly.
Even here, right in the middle of America.
So,
and I'm new doing because like some Mexicans that were working for us.
Yeah.
I asked some Mexican, one of the profile name here, now I'm beside say, Spanish, even uneducated people. And I'm beside say, but before the Spaniards came to Mexico, the Aztecs were already there, so you already had some kind of language. Does anybody speak it? I said no.
No, you can't find it anywhere.
No. They don't find people to speak with.
You speak it.
But everybody speaks Spanish, and they see it as the greatest gift. Although all the atrocities that were visited on them, what the Spanish left was a single language.
The language. Yeah, because it gives you a sense of inclusion. You belong to a particular community. You travel to UK when you're anywhere, easy to communicate. Those things, it's so easy.
I don't know. Normally, only P-speaking people will make that argument. Okay, pause. Let's say it's Ochina. Yes, see, okay, we're going to use a local language. But me, I am a chance and the same Intusi language. I choose Gonja.
Yes.
Let's all learn Gonja.
Yes.
The same problems you are telling me that English is giving us is the same problem that Gonja is going to give non-Gonja speaking people.
Yes. And even if you do research, you realize that most of the country, now say America adopted language from UK. America is far successful, far advanced, far powerful
than the UK right now.
And UK. Even Canada today, if you look at their economic conditions and so forth, it's far better than UK today.
Australia. They're all even now better than
yeah, so the argument about EFA will be like there are countries, and now South Korea, they decided that they will use their own language and then as for. But one of the friends, American and as for South Korea for the Samsung phone and as for. Opa, a more cheap language for their assemble everything is English.
But South Korea, like China, Japan, South Korea, and South Korea, they have been writing their language centuries ago.
Yes. So, but yet still, they have local sources. Say, every college student you meet in Seoul, South Korea,
is able to
speak English because our travel destination is the US.
And Obaha, like about 20% of all the students here are Chinese.
Yes,
and the Japanese did it in the 70s. Almost as a sub before the Gua. Nkrumah already saw it. He sent a lot of students here, Cuba, Russia, and England, and all over the places.
Oh yes, now say Russia, even China per se. And now also China, Huawei, Amani Musuwei, all the big professors behind this innovative drive now, because for China, were sponsored to come and stay in America. The big
MIT phone call.
Yes,
MIT phone call.
Yes, and India is the same thing. So I think that greediness, it's not about language. Yes, colonialism. Yes, you can talk about it because at that time, I struggle for survival. Because during the gathering and the hunting days, when I when you're there, will be a crasia. That was what was happening here. The pre-civilization stage, So it's I don't know who said, wow, when you're teaching or young, you take advantage. So nobody when you're in Tema, that's your problem. Yes. So I think that I don't blame those things. I happen going forward, what can we do? We have the potential. We have the youth population. What can we do to leverage? But we are still stuck. Fold our arms, always begging for people. Oh, come on. It's so sick.
Yeah. I mean, I think this has been a good conversation to start with, to transition us to our first conversation. Number one problem in Ghana, I believe, because I think I'm more of an environmentalist than anything else.
Yeah.
Is galamsey. Ivan, what's going on right now?
The galamsey situation is very sickening. But you see, when you listen and monitor the airwaves, Ghana, no, you bear a point to be said, depending on where one stands across the political divide, and then motivating the direction of the conversation or the narrative. So very often, or NDC said Osikano, or MPP said Osikano. But I'm happy to say that you have a lot of middle people who have joined the frailer or Munina try to raise awareness on the need of stopping galamsey. Galamsey has been with us for a very long time. And I think that the last time we have a conversation, we talked about this. But Ababedru a stage here, about social cancer, deep into the fabrics of our society. And in the consequence, now team because research over more findings and no talking about man for more dialysis, so man for kidney disease and as a form. These are people who once at some point in time were living in this mining areas and then as a form. So it's having a significant impact on the health conditions of the people of this country. And the Abra Akosra Azumi a crisis space, President Akufo-Addo made it clear to us, or the presidency to line also just to help us fight corruption, to fight galamsey. So when a president makes such a profound statement, as an ordinary citizen, you have no other option than to believe that indeed the person is really committed. But a turn out to a point, and you come to the realization, say, the very campaigns are Omugu Bush, Omu destroy forests, are not just ordinary people. They are people within government, the top echelons of power, people who wield authority and these are the very people involved. And there have been a paper trail. Investigations about Professor from Watson tape about subsequent investigations, names were mentioned, sites were identified, conversations were recorded. Then as a forum, expecting say, my catcher said, in a way or Maya, you can't show weakness and you can't show mercy as a country. At our individual level, I can show you mercy. Is the reason why America will be they will give you the needle. I just want to know, but if they don't do that, you will create a certain sense of impunity that people will continue to do that. So when you give the person needle, what's in China? Hey, state, there is no way the state will show you mercy in case you are to be. But yeah, but one needle. Oh, young Panchan, you Christopher. The next time Texas will no be a for be what Kuno. Oh, young farmer. So whenever there will be chaos all over. So a state cannot be weak. You cannot show mercy. Or human nature, no.
A state cannot have feelings.
Yes. Human nature and while winning, we are very dangerous and very unpredictable.
Oh, yeah.
So the incentives are evil, no? As a state, you take it away. But tell them, man, essentially, asking you away, there are punitive consequences out there if you mess up. So you'll be guided. It is a way back, enough evidence are bound. I said, to start with, the investigation, at least, these individuals are preliminary stage of investigation, the authenticated. The ababonte and answer yebe dispel now there is this collusion here try to shield these individuals because they are part of government because at the end of the day that particular and it's the reason why today you see a lot of people out there doing galamsey big men in government. I don't need to mention names. You know a lot of them. Again, now on Fourth Republic, Fourth Estate, the investigation about but answer ebebano. This is on my galamsey no idea until I start here. Remember premise, maybe I started free here the impact health and then I say for now your Parliament of Ghana. Akwatenase. Yakwaye legislative instrument LI 2462. The HNS say a free neko. President will home quine said or show a nimna or pewasama nasa because they said it's based on discretion. So me in P no mechanism, you understand. President was sole discretion to give concession in a forest reserve for individuals. Yes. And you say they are not parliamentarians, I say NDC and MPP numbers in your pet. So this time there, this is the safest parliament. I can sit here and tell you, say, under the Fourth Republic, this is the most inefficient parliament in our history. A room full of noise makers and attention grabbers. It's all that you know, noise makers and attention grabbers. What they are supposed to do, they just do it on radio now, they don't do. Or for parliament to sit there for this dangerous ally, go through the house, amateur speaker of parliament, it will not crowd sign your NDC, sign some of these things, you are there to stop it. He sat there and they all allowed this ally to mature. President Agyapong Kwan say, hey, men I yama me kwan. They say me for forest reserve mine. And last year, on my campaigns, my 10 akwenya mo forest.
Forest reserves.
For Meno Kasa, we are for the friend is on my website. You see a lot of the publications. For among for womb, and yes, will be say, and yes, speculation, and yes, way, a mining commission, all the necessary officially. These 10 companies are in the foreign reserve. I'll move to galamsey and I'll call it mining or whatever. When over the years, and because of biodiversity, you have say wildlife conservation in that kind of way, from Kwame Nkrumah Pennsylvania and your forest is a no-go area. Yeah, cut it down timber and as a for and you never your forest. It is a and to say, oh, president was so discretion to give people concession to go into forest to mine. I just say, yeah, you red tape then we are pushing people. And Nipa 10 or the more movie, and a Nipa 35 apply our president to Guswa in the coming days, or Bema or more, Kwanyama Wako. And
so, what's the point of reserving the forest if you're just going to let everybody?
Exactly. So, make sometimes a trainer at Magana, no, sometimes a grown man with kids' brain, no, sometimes a wickedness or whatever it is, I can't comprehend because these are dangerous things. I mean, no, we wouldn't do it. People might assume say we are kids. We will not do these things. But Yama, the right to go into the forest and mine. And Yama, another 35 or more apply or mining where our website in the coming days. And these people are Yama we now or more air mine or forest, and Yamio and Enyo. And it's not a lecturer, an ordinary person on a number. People within the MPP or more campaigns. And Minia, a buyer on one say the whole Ashanti regional mayor. Or the company. Yamano, Aquina say, Uncle Forest, na Uncle mining, our forest reserve. I'm going to some pine.
Oh, some pine minimum the park.
Good.
Yes.
On a Kumasi mayor and they are Kumasi Kunina, no, Ashanti regional galamsey. One of the crisis or move facing or two.
I think Omo Eastern region are the regions that have been hit the most.
Yes, and the Western region.
And every river that passes through Western, Eastern, and Ashanti region is brown right now.
Oh yeah. These are individuals, and there is this guy going to parliament. He's the parliamentary candidate for the MPP. Our new jobbing. He has a company that is doing prospecting. Then as for our forest reserve, and this guy, one person, he has about 3 companies. And he is connected to other 16 companies. Seeking to go into the forest. One person. And there are families. There is this family. Let me see if I can get a name. There is a family. Is it something family? There are people are more powerful position, and yet any ordinary person or chama won't to mean as a forum. So I know the day we are president. Na Ghana for you know them. Yes, galamsey because galamsey because nobody is monitoring what is happening in the bush. We are unable to differentiate who is doing what and who is doing what. The same people import the Chinese. No more because prior to 2016, na galamsey no koso okroma no. Low key. Some young guys be akwashe baby equipment in as phone because of the influx of these Chinese, omode who's a China for bad you know how dangerous and greedy these people are.
Oh yeah.
High equipment, toxic materials, and they are doing this. And in one case in the one person, the whole of Western region, Ashanti region, that's how powerful and our law, a foreigner cannot have access to concession unless obin a budget at Yamano. So which means a Ghana in a G and or diamond. Exactly. So these are powerful people, Omoya Galamsey, and other party executives, and so egum, because there was a time President Akufo-Addo said enough of the galamsey was stop it. And now John Boadu tape no babon tia or say party here sikantino or Monfama party way. You see, yeah, kind of parties you back said now the MPP from Kwane to Debbie galamsey because I'm say leadership not failing and known people on the score of the MPP, Ochina say NDC ni bi she baby too a untumi nka. And these people will be motivated because yentimi ntina wa fidie so nka say NDC for to galamsey, NDC for do na to galamsey. But for NDC ni at this time to the courage okwa to galamsey no, wo hu say unkro ye bi. Won't you? So they are motivated, and there are people we are suffer. These young guys here who are one man church or show cars and as well. Galamsey no win too. Most of them are galamsey campaigns.
Oh, I think I overheard one on TV yesterday.
Yes.
Insinuating to galamsey.
Oh yes, it's true. It's true. They are on record. And journalism, I can say for now, sometimes investigation be about so I
was so surprised.
Exactly. So you see, when people close to power are involved to this level, because I want to say NBC be na journalists be power bang and a moral conviction bang a war to be able to go after these people. That is what the president cannot lay hands on at this time. The moral, your friend said, courage to confront this problem in the face. Because I don't know more, you say, I don't know the Sikebra party, no? Because it is on record saying, Ghana or mine, we can't go out there to borrow anymore. Because your boy Sika, as you did 10 years in your dear son, and I come. So if you get out there to go and borrow, nobody will look you in the face. It's the reason why for the past we yet I just say be IMF and other petty loans be there, but I say a commercial market say you could raise bond that no, and we
are not with.
So these galamsey winning a best source of money among Fonia to finance party, then as a forum among for Benyasikadia Kofi.
So at the moment we've put party over the country.
Exactly.
So people are more committed to their parties than to the country itself. Parties were supposed to be group of people that are just made ready to serve the country when their time is up.
Yes, parties that are supposed to be a vehicle, a driver to capture political power, to go to the seat and do the right thing. A better instrument, they cause carnage. An instrument, they inflict terror on ourselves. An instrument of greed.
What you're saying is that Parliament has given the president.
Yes.
Me, in my lifetime, this is the most careless.
careless, yeah, very way. That's the most useless
we have right now. Or no, at his time.
Yes.
And I'm saying, you know what? Let's confer this power to him.
Onto him. Yeah. When you know the president is a very dangerous person, what the two-me manner,
he doesn't do extremely dangerous. No. As long as he thinks he can navigate the problem legally, he doesn't care whether it's going to bring distraction or not. As long as a quarter or a single chance, so be the BIM.
Yes.
That is more important to him than anything else. And I think, especially,
I think I'll put more of the blame on the doorsteps of the opposition right now. Because at least, if you didn't even have the numbers, you should have made noise.
Yes.
About voting, the noise you make for everybody to support you, then you deal with for demonstration.
Yes.
When people are being given the power to enter none other place than a reserve forest.
Reserve.
The reason why we reserve places like that is the long list.
Yes. Yes.
Diversity.
Yes.
The biology of that, the ecosystem of that, leaving some resources for our future generation to actually inherit. To say, God, I'll put right forest in Gradia. Almost all of them are almost empty of any kind of wildlife because we've exhausted them just by, like when it came to ivory. To say, growing up, growing up, I'm just talking about the 90s and the early 2000s.
Okay.
Every weekend, we are over here or soon be ahead of me. Nowadays, you don't hear of things like that again because people killed off all these animals. kakra ya reserve ya mrabo ho kwan ebo ho ban o say yeah the command the most careless president we've ever had.
Yes, the power
Allow people
to
go into. You're basically telling this president that allow people to. Me sure I said before you even gave him the power, he had people ready. He was going to.
Oh yes, and that is why I keep telling people, say this parliament, I don't know. There are young people, are more energy. They try to do their best, but putting together, it appears to be the most disappointing, the most ineffective, and the most useless parliament. And they are assuming and yet President Ayaman access to enter forest reserve. So, 2016, 2020, you have elections now. Weekend now, you have or shire into voting day, no? Jane Mensa, finance a so echa sha lolobi and a powerful from your friends say constituency num ama omo representative I call parliament speaker of parliament. This is the greatest democratic injustice and as a democratic sin you can ever commit in a democracy. Say a group of people will not have a representation in parliament. This parliament has sitting there for almost 4 good years. They don't care. It's business as usual. Because I'm told parliamentary business, at the cash back.
Oh yeah, if you read, I got the book last week from Amazon, and I started reading it. One of the parliamentarians, actually his name was mentioned, Ofrikumasiobe. He was the one narrating, said the government will bring money from Jubilee House. They bring actual money from Jubilee House to committees for them to even sit down and make a decision. And if the president wants the decision to be made, and I said, or appointing ministers, they will bring money. The parliamentarians will be waiting.
Yeah, for the money.
For the money to come so that they'll go and approve. That's why these people will make a list and give us all the reasons why this particular person is not supposed to be minister. And by the end of the night,
they will approve him. Yes.
Because they've been paid.
Yes.
Bribery and corruption right in front of us, and the parliamentarian is actually narrating this to somebody who is writing a book to write it down.
Yes. It's so sad.
Like, so why do we even have a parliament? And day in, day out, you're increasing the number of parliamentarians for effectively nothing.
And it's so disappointing that we, the young ones, are the ones that it should be the other way around, where these experienced politicians sit and they educate us. We listen so that at least growing up to shaping our perspective. So in the future, when we inherit their state, we will be guided by their mistakes in the past and we will do things better. But today, and we are reviewing the follies of these institutions. Nema, they shouldn't have done that. Nema, MYN, because you're monetizing the entire political landscape. It is about money, leadership. We think once parliament. To them, they think it is at the level of self-actualization. And your duty are committed to people. That is why when you are a young person and you are making a political contribution, somebody will tell you, I don't need to go and build an estate before I can express my opinion on issues of politics. To be a leader, I don't need to own the whole of East Legon. Because there are people, America, there are billionaires. But there are some, even their own estate companies, they don't even have what it takes to manage them. I'm for estate managers. I'm for Obi Nisika Edan account and they have managers or manage for them. So Obian the ultimate at any point in time. But I'm saying and there are things there. That's okay. No, especially so being gray hair with things a prerequisite to be a leader and as a penny. Your decisions, actions are unquestionable. You can. That person is absolute. That is it. And when they assume that power now, or more the certain unfettered authority be canon. So the open order, And unfortunately for we, the masses, majority of our people are so gullible. The last time I had a conversation with somebody and I told someone, say, people blame democracy. Democracy has done nothing to us. To me, democracy is the best system of government. But the democracy is not for fools. So if you are not wise and you adopt it, you will struggle with it. It's the reason why the whole of Africa, we are struggling with democracy. But in UK, America, and other countries, the dividends that come with democracy, they are enjoying it. You understand? Because the free market, the free economy, those kind of stuff, And then if you go China, crowd say, oh yeah, socialism, or the communism hand, and then the open market, more pure capitalism. You understand? So we don't even know where we are going. It's like my bedroom and them so mensasa Agyapade mameho. So politicians or more 90% have their family living either US or UK. And their decisions are making on daily basis, bind the people here. Or area, now we can plane take it. Now our troll letter, not chief of staff assigned about to him. The president is going to UK for medical way. Now, medical infrastructure, no me provider and me papa. It is your duty, your responsibility, because American president cannot wake up and say, me go see special care or UK. Unless the care you need, cannot be delivered within your jurisdiction. And no for baby as to why our president not that care, won't mean other country. But to us, a norm. Oh, President, you troll letter, carry troll letter near the Bible thing, informing citizens why the president is going. He's going for a medical checkup somewhere in the US. When he's supposed to,
there's a new phenomenon going out here in the US. And I'm privy to that because I work in that industry. They are building more ultra-modern than what they have right now, hospitals.
Yes.
To cater for people like that. Okay. I'm a friend of health tourism. Sa young crop for your ministers and presidents of more West Africa now, more area. This is about US. About they are paying these hospitals so much money, say they are now building an extra place for them.
Yeah.
This is it. Oh, yeah, Africa, braha.
Yeah.
And they are feeding them with so much money. If you look at how much money these back then called UK, Akufo-Addo, the US and the UK, Bawumia, I think UK is his place of Sika those can build clinics.
Yeah.
Those money can actually, the health checkup for a year can actually build a clinic.
Yes.
And because they have put so much, because of the distraction of your health system, they themselves don't trust
health system. The health system.
Because
Yeah.
Right. Their hospitals, I think there was one in time that was built about 10 years ago.
And currently, there been a Kumase facility now, Mahama see Ashanti region, a friend Afari military hospital. The place is like a medical village. Ultra-modern, stocked with the state-of-the-art health defense equipment. I can't with them. What to be sorry, I say. I don't know because Sabai no besi no crown our own penasama. Mahama and Fanny Bottom sickness, or the Ghana for sickness. I mean, from for Chrome, just said, oh, Africa.
I think one thing Mahama doesn't get a pat on the shoulder for is health infrastructure.
Oh yes. He actually did a lot.
He put a lot into that.
Yes.
One year when it came to our health infrastructure, and I think that's one thing most Ghanaians regret for kicking him out.
Oh yeah.
And COVID also reminded us big time.
the significance of those
things that he was doing. Look at that rich hospital. It matches all the hospitals we built.
Yes. The Legon Hospital, the bank, there is this bank hospital, Maritime. You see, these are top-notch, world-class health facilities. But ask yourself, in the last 8 years, there is none.
There's none. You know what? I'm not going to build anything new, but I'm going to make sure these ones are well taken care of. And at least wherever Mama got to, we're going to upgrade them past that.
Yes.
So we have that mentality. You know, as a president, you don't have to come and start building new things.
No.
Even reviving old things, you know.
That would be enough. Because with him, Ashanti region, then is where the money sometimes when I see a Akufo-Addo, I don't know. Because you see, this is a hospital, Mahama Nekusi, Wakusi, or baby, a winner will vote. So if you complete this hospital, it is people who vote for you who are going to enjoy. So
but he was happy to build the airport that Mahama had started. He was completely happy to do that. Well, all those people are saying he didn't actually finish building it.
That's why from day one, I've made it clear to people, say, in terms of comparison, it will be so unfair and very hypocritical to pick Akufo-Addo government and compare it to what Mahama did.
No.
And I think yes,
so
Ghana
have
come to this realization now.
So far, I don't see any. I mean, most of us around this age are Fourth Republic people. I don't see any president or any government in the Fourth Republic Akufo-Addo can compare.
Oh, no. Oh, no, dear. He's the most terrible, not just terrible, reckless.
And he has totally reversed all the achievements that we were reversing. And now, mostly, the government is not corrupt. It's just through rumors.
Yeah.
Oh, when we don't see any physical things to actually prove it. But this one, you can see every river in the country has turned brown.
Yes.
So, galamsey da. If you're driving past a river, it's clear for you.
It's sad.
It's not the turbidity of the water that's the problem. It's the amount of chemicals that they pour into
our soil.
So, don't mind galamsey for they shouldn't mind near a river. They've forgotten that the major source of water for us Ghanaians are underground water.
Yeah.
And your rivers, no.
Yes.
Underground water. And most of the boreholes, the wells, most of our water is from
Freeba.
And we are pouring these chemicals because you didn't say from okay. Chroma or your crowd it's a problem. EPA will be on your doorstep. It again said galamsey and found because you have a well in your house. You're a joke.
That is it.
And you see these chemicals.
The sad aspect of it is my NDC and MPP the Bayer politics. There are people we regard them as the conscience of the society, the moral whatever of the society. And I saw from penny foot Miss Woman who come. I got to stop galamsey. This version of African religion is so nauseating and so nonsensical to the stance that sometimes they present God to look like a very stupid old man. God no cry him the oil. How can you tell me that there are humans that omutu galamsey? Galamsey by phone to galamsey, or bonsam to galamsey, and I remote journalists are doing investigation, bringing out names. They are identifying people within government, high-profile individuals. Grounds, so they are there. these people sometimes, they enjoy the full protection of the military guys. They protect them. It's just a matter of calling the president, rebuking him, telling him that president is fault. He's not privy to a lot of stuff happen around him because he's just an individual. He based on briefings and then as for you can be misled a whole lot of stuff. But the also you are ears on the ground. What stop you from going to the president and telling him say there be way but rather they will go to the bush to go and sing Yenara assassinate her. So sometimes
I think I saw a video like that.
Yes.
A group of pastors and prophets went to some galamsey site and they were there praying, and included a very high profile priest and prophet and so-called pastors.
Yeah.
And I didn't say for what? Like, are you trying to reverse whatever has happened? Like, what are you doing? And if you disagree with the atheists of how problematic religion is, these pastors are always proving the atheists right.
Yeah.
Said religion has done nothing positive. And ABI in Europe they did because European civilization was basically Christian.
Oh yeah, driven by religion.
And if you go to the Arab nation, Islam actually built countries. But about Africa, whatever we already had, these religions came in and destroyed them.
Yes. But what I keep telling people is that I don't have a single issue with religion. And I am part of a school of thought that always argues that religion is one of the best things that happen to humanity. Because the peace that we enjoy, we are in a very turbulent, violent world. But still, we have space to breathe in as for religion. Secure wealth stability. Because the auto when you hit a time, they're not a never be a real. But you see, when you look at it from a very larger perspective, you know, say a concept, a understanding, and a skewed. For instance, come to Africa. Majority of people I see preaching are uneducated. So just imagine an illiterate holding a philosophical book called Bible. And that illiterate is putting her understanding on the Bible in the quest to preach or sell a certain Christ to an individual. So in the course of transmitting, or not putting interpretation at the actual and all can. So there was a time I went somewhere and somebody says, Obi a wire tattoo, uncle heaven. Let me see, look at this nonsense. How can any normal educated person sit somewhere and say, tattoo, uncle heaven? Do you know why people do tattoo? Do you know why people do tattoo? So you see, so religion is not a problem. Interpretation, Bible, no. And they're making the business. There are those who are using Jesus as a cream, almost sell it to make money. There are those who are more put to a more or more twisted way. If you go to America, for instance, example that we make Donald Trump, who knows he's a Christian of good standing in the White House every month. I think it's every Wednesday. They are in the first Wednesday of every week. Now, or prayer way our White House. Or when a prayer tower, the White House now is that they pray a lot. Joe Biden is a Catholic, and a lot of them, American president, you can serialize their history. And as for American Ankasa was built on the foundation of Christianity. And then as for most of them, that is why you saw president in most of the dinner. I saw from penny for and as for Neko, but they don't front it. The Omon fan Taro when the problem comes, it is not about God. It is about us having the wisdom, the knowledge, and the courage to solve the problem. So, and yet religion in the whole, but Africa, your weakness, because you see, anytime you back as a by 4 years, no, the life will give you up. there are certain things he's not getting it right. Instead of him to press forward and make sure that mistake, the easiest thing to do is to blame somebody else. So, then you buy comfort for your soul. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So he gets nothing. So I know the day when he accepts it, then he buys comfort for himself. So I know the day, whatever he does, if he's not successful, he cannot blame himself, but rather blame a certain devil. That is the African concept.
He's not responsible for
yes.
it.
Exactly. So African religion, we are not bold enough, but Bronino will make sure that they will go extra mile to investigate to see to the end of the problem. Yes, the best by before. Sana actual trauma this very stupid concept of religion, Christianity, and uneducated idiot be a Bible and no original say preaching Jesus and as for now or no said the city as no they are so. But there are genuine ones who are really doing well. But another day, the charlatans cover the whole space, so you don't even see who is doing what and who is doing what. And I think that all this education and as for I am looking for a day the average Ghanaian youth they are more intelligent, more enlightened. Trust me, many of these churches and as for a big because now one of the religious countries was as we UK. Every Sunday they used to go to church, Papa, until Hitler got to them. Or making sure say war not came close to their doors, and almost say God never came out to save them. And they know UK Sunday born on what. That is why all the stadium every Sunday go back to the past. They used to go to church a lot. So now we take responsibility. I think we will be able to navigate the storm very well.
So I was listening to both parties gearing up for the elections, and I was trying to see the Omadrin Efa galamsey, and it looks as if you said no person of importance from any of those parties are saying something that every Ghanaian, every regular Ghanaian thinks that has to be done is to totally ban all sorts of mining, apart from some big concessions. Miners like India, new